They're both
Yeah, not bad, huh?
interesting in their own ways, those episodes.
Yeah, that's interesting. Huh? That's two. That was two episodes, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
three and
I
four.
mean, episode three, it was much more like courtroom drama, so it
Yeah,
was very different.
it's legal case
Um,
thing. Yeah.
and yeah, so a little bit less action in that sense, but interesting to kind of witness Matt back in action as a lawyer
Oh yeah.
um,
It's true.
with that court case.
He's a lawyer, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Daredevil.
So no Daredevil action in episode three
Oh yeah.
or four. He's sort of this is more Matt Murdock episodes, I guess.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh,
right.
and
Daredevil.
also
Yeah.
it's a born again, right? So
This is Born
he's
Again.
so he's
Born again.
well, it's been an a year since his Daredevil.
Hmm.
Oh,
Well, the last time, of course, was in episode one.
mm-hmm.
Um, he he was still sort of he was still Daredevil at that point. But then he came to that agreement with Wilson that he wasn't gonna do that again. He wasn't gonna be a vigilante. And he'd kept that promise, up to that point to not continue with that. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
so yeah, it's interesting to see him just as Matt Murdock. But
Mm-hmm.
then it you can see how much he struggles as well with not being able to be Daredevil.
Oh, we know he'll be Daredevil in no time.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
well, you can see that he'll get back to it eventually, but it's interesting to see the Punisher sort of back in the picture
Yeah,
again,
yeah, Punisher. Mm.
coming back in episode four, um, as well to you know, and you can see like the difference, the contrast between them and how they approach things.
Yeah, it wasn't really too into the Daredevil series before, but these ones do seem quite interesting.
Yeah, very
I,
much.
I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't know who the Punisher was.
Oh, yes,
Is it
he had his own series.
Yeah, so the
well,
Punisher, there is a series of that as well in
yeah.
I think Disney Plus, or it
What
used
was it? Was
Was
yeah?
it one of the Netflix ones?
Yeah.
to be one of the Netflix ones. I think it's on Disney Plus.
Was it
Yeah.
the Punisher that killed the White Tiger?
Oh, that's interesting because it was someone with a Punisher logo on the
No,
shirt.
it wasn't the Punisher. It was someone who was using his logo
Frame.
You're
Ah,
framing
on
the
their bullet
okay.
Punisher.
journal. Yeah.
But was
So
that White Tiger at the end as well? Like looking very different.
Looking
I
different.
don't think that doesn't look anything like White Tiger though. He looks like a different character. So apparently this is a new sort of villain called Muse.
Oh, you're talking
Yeah,
about episode 4. No, that's some new
And
yeah,
villain.
yeah.
he's doing something different. Like he's sucking the blood out of that guy. It kind of reminds me of one of the I think season two of Daredevil, where something
Ah,
similar is happening.
interesting.
And they were like he and Elektra found these people in cages in some underground basement that they were being held. And the same thing was being done. They were being drained of blood.
Mm.
And this seems to be what Muse is doing as well. He seems to be draining this guy. He's taking this guy down to some basement and he's draining his blood. Um, so yeah, interesting.
Mm. Maybe
Interesting
I should
ending
watch the
that.
series. Maybe
Yeah,
I should watch it.
yeah. Because like something similar to that happened in season two.
Right.
But of Daredevil. So I'm just wondering whether he's associated with that organization, that we saw in season 2. Yeah,
So
we'll see.
it seems to be connected to the Netflix ones and not completely.
Yeah, they are. I think they already confirmed that you can think of this as season 4 if you want.
It's a continuation of some of the. I mean, obviously we've got returning characters, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like
Like
Frank.
I know Fisk and all that because of the other series, but they haven't actually watched Daredevil as a whole.
Mm.
But I
And
know the characters. That's all I know.
yeah, I mean, obviously Foggy, Karen Page, they reappeared in episode 1, so there's that carryover um,
Mm.
from the previous series.
I think they did confirm it's been 7 years between the end of the Netflix
There is
show.
that time gap, obviously, since then.
Hmm.
And at that point, because the ending of season 3 in Daredevil, we saw that Bullseye or Dex, he injured his spine because Wilson, basically broke his back
Mhm.
and he couldn't walk. And now in episode 1 of Born Again, he could obviously walk. So he's had that time of recovery that takes time.
Yeah.
So he's had the years of recovery to be
And
able.
he's a mayor.
And then Wilson Fisk is now a mayor, so there's a lot that's changed since then.
And Wilson even admitted that it had been a long time and a big struggle and a lot of hard work to get back to where he was.
And he
Yeah.
really struggled. Like I wasn't expecting him and Vanessa to have had struggled like that in their marriage, but it explains her absence in the Echo series. It explains her absence in the Hawkeye series as well.
I'm
They weren't
pretty
together.
sure. I'm pretty sure that there's still a big rift in the marriage. Not exactly, yeah, and you can tell that him and yeah, I don't think that she trusts him all the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's a different person as well.
Different person too. Like she did change quite a lot from the old series.
The wife of Fisk.
Vanessa.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Vanessa changed quite a lot as well, especially since she's had to be the one to take over
The Empire.
because he basically like abandoned his business. He abandoned her, so she really felt like she had to do everything because he just sort of checked out. And that's what really what sort of caused that rift in their marriage. So yeah, very interesting because it was so different. In the old series of Daredevil, or like right until the end, they were like she was very much devoted to him, and they just gotten married really at the end of season 3 of Daredevil.
Yeah, because I do know that Fisk got married because of the other series, but not because of Daredevil. But I do know that in other stories of Fisk, that one of the things that he fought for was his marriage.
Yeah, he does. He does love Vanessa a lot.
Yes. So
Yeah,
that's real, and that's really what sort of convinced Daredevil that it is possible that he might change. That
Yeah.
they came to an agreement at the end of season 3, and he did. When Wilson Fisk did keep his promise, he didn't go after Foggy. He didn't go after Karen Page. So he was true to his word. And so it was, yeah, it seems like they formed some sort of a truce between them at the end of season 3. And yeah, And part of that was like the reason why he agreed to it was because of Vanessa.
Yeah, that was like a strong connection.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I knew about it from like other properties. Spider-Verse being one of them.
Yes. So obviously the connection with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But we
So
probably won't get a Spider-Man in this one there. They won't use
Well,
that.
Who knows?
yeah, it's hard to tell whether, Spider-Man will appear or one of the other characters,
Somehow I don't think so because Sony has the amount of times, but the
It's
Spider-Man
unlikely.
can appear.
Hmm.
I very much doubt that Spider-Man will appear.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Or
It'd
maybe not
be,
in this season. Maybe season 2. Maybe they're leaving him for season 2. Who knows? Like maybe that's not
Maybe.
the focus. Maybe that's not
it'd
the
just be
focus.
like too radical.
Yeah, because of like the whole thing with between like Sony and uh like and Marvel, they had to avoid using Spider-Man in the Deadpool movie as well.
Hmm.
Because they could
And
have, but they avoided it like strategically.
yeah. We'll see what happens. But I think that's not really the focus of the season anyway.
Yeah.
And it would just take away from the focus of the actual characters in this season because they've introduced this other new guy again, Muse, at the end of the episode 4. So I think they're going to focus on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who was the guy
The
at the end of episode 4? Because the mask actually did look quite similar.
Muse.
Muse, yeah. I mean, the mask is totally different. It doesn't look like a tiger at all.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
like blood dripping on the mask. It was the eyes are different. It's
Right.
definitely black.
and it's kind of loose, like a KKK mask.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
It's not tied at the neck.
Yeah. So we've got an interesting new antagonist in this
Mhm.
series. So yeah, we'll see how that turns
I
out.
thought
Yeah.
I thought the court trial wasn't the trial was just a little bit too let's say Hollywood is kind of thing, like
Mm.
the usual trial that you see out of Hollywood.
Yeah, that's the thing with a
He,
lot of courtroom dramas. They're never realistic.
Mm.
I mean, okay, he uh, he escaped murder one. He escaped murder two. Murder two is manslaughter, by the way. Well, and then he escaped manslaughter one, and then he escaped manslaughter two. But he was guilty of assault and battery of a police officer, which is 10 plus years in jail.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right.
but effectively, it's never realistic anyway. Like even Law and
Yeah,
Order and all of that is like
Yeah.
yeah.
practically not
Well,
realistic and is
if,
rarely based on
yeah,
reality.
Mm.
if we're really calling it New York, well, hey, New York justice.
Mm.
Anyway,
All right, let's go over this.
Oh
So,
yeah. There's
episode 3 has a few 13 Easter eggs.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
Bloody
whoa,
Knuckles, key parallel between Fisk and Murdoch. So both we show we see the bloody knuckles of both of them.
yeah.
So yeah, so both of them are gonna unleash their true natures soon.
Like well, like we know why Matt Murdock has bloody knuckles because he was beating up the two police officers.
But yeah, we don't know why Fisk's knuckles are bloody.
I think it's
Maybe
sort
it's
of
Adam. Yeah,
it's because of he had the confrontation with Adam
yeah.
and he's keeping Adam
Yeah.
captive, in this basement.
Yeah.
Like locked him up.
Yeah, now we
Yeah.
know. But episode 3, we didn't
All,
know.
yeah.
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 all you needed to do was go back to the previous episode. Then you'd see basically the fight and why he's got the bleak knuckles.
Oh, Punisher graffiti.
Mm.
The artist not in Muse. Hmm. But you can see his signature. See, Muse. If you squint with your eyes, you can. I wonder if I can make
Right.
this bigger. Yes,
Well, okay.
Muse.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was creating the graffiti of Wilson Fisk. He created this graffiti of
Punisher.
Fisher as well.
Yeah.
So we know that that's him, basically.
Right.
Cure for black eyes, fast hands.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a boxing phrase.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
his dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pingo.
Yeah. That saying I've heard it a lot of times. Not only on this.
What's this?
It's
Pingo
not.
dos.
Yeah.
Classic
It's not
MCU singer.
unique to this.
They're in classic MC Sega.
First seen in 2008. Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, it got contaminated with Bruce Banner's blood that Stanley drank during his cameo. You
Okay.
can also order it at Disney Park.
This feels like a product placement.
Avengers
Yeah.
Campus.
Yeah,
what is
it's
it?
a Marvel product placement, which you could
Pi-
only get in one place.
Yeah.
Bingo
I'd like to try it one day, see how it tastes like.
Bingo Dose.
Yeah, Pingo Dose. Hector's sister and niece. Ava and Angela.
Sauron.
Second picture.
Oh. That's a
Yes.
comic.
So a second
Yeah.
White Tiger.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here you go.
Cool.
They didn't really know too much about White Tiger, but from what I've heard about it from the show so far is that he gets the abilities by wearing something.
Yeah, amulet. Yes.
It's it was spoken about in the trial.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But that's how I know about
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah. No, I hadn't actually heard of the White Tiger before until watching Daredevil.
Yeah, I had no idea until
Yeah,
now either.
Yeah. Like I don't know what gives Daredevil his powers. I mean, is he really blind or just faking it?
He is blind, but his
Yeah.
other senses are heightened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he's definitely blind.
But he is blind. He was blinded by like a chemical spill.
Yeah.
Um,
While saving
Well,
some old lady.
Is it 100% blindness?
Yeah.
Or
I think
just
so.
like legal blindness?
how did he describe it? It's just like he
His
was
senses are heightened.
Heightened.
Yeah.
It's just that he
Yeah,
is
well,
actually
that-
fully
that's-
blind.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Happens with people that are either born blind or blind at a
Because you're forced to rely on
relatively
your
early age.
Yeah, but I
But
think this
yeah,
but I think this one
so-
is that it's actually heightened a lot more than just normal.
Mm.
oh yeah, much more. Because
Yeah.
he was hearing almost everything in the courtroom, and remember the girls that in it now just whispered it in it now,
Yeah.
and he just stopped.
Because there was the Daredevil movie as well, which was different actors.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben
Hmm.
Affleck and Elektra.
Jennifer Garner.
Yep.
Mhm.
And in which they mentioned that that version of Daredevil was dead.
Mm. Mm.
So yeah, no more Ben Affleck Daredevil. It's just this
This one.
Daredevil. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But it's
this. Mm. Oh yeah, the mask.
Yeah, that was it.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, that
that
was
White
so
Tiger
funny.
mask.
Outing him out,
Yeah,
exposing
so
a
I was
fellow
surprised that he
vigilante.
outed him,
Well, he says he's got no other choice, but
But he didn't even tell Hector he was gonna use
no, he was.
strategy. I was surprised that
Well,
he
the
didn't.
thing is, if he had told him, he wouldn't have agreed to it. So,
Yeah, he
His
probably wouldn't have.
his hand was forced. His hand really was forced in court, because uh, they he is his only witness, just a virgin himself,
Hmm.
mm,
which he was not expecting.
yeah.
Hmm.
So for this is from the Spider-Verse.
I feel like isn't that Miles Morales?
Morales, yeah. They mentioned the name
Father?
Morales. Yeah, I was thinking
That
that
was
when
his
they
dad.
mentioned
Yeah,
Morales.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I feel like this
Morales
is
is starting to come into this.
yeah. I feel like this is like a major Easter egg for the Spider-Verse.
yeah. There you
Why?
go.
Why Officer what was special about that name?
Oh,
Miles Morales, the
Morales is
other
the other
Black
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
Spider-Man.
So he was the main
Oh,
character
okay.
in
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse.
So he
Yeah.
could. So this is his dad, right?
This is
Yeah.
Miles
Yeah.
Morales' dad, who is a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Not seeing any of these things. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
And
not.
essentially Fisk was also in the Spider-Verse as well.
Mm,
Which is why we kind of had that a bit of connection.
yeah. So yeah, there's that little connection there with Spider-Man.
Yep.
The
So we might
mask.
have a MCU version of Miles Morales.
Mm. The mask doesn't make the man. Similar to what is it? Classic sentiment that's not unlike the latest Spider-Man learns.
Hmm.
Anyone can wear the mask in the Spidey's Homecoming.
Hmm.
The border of this all Melvanese,
Melvini.
and Nelson and Murdoch tradition.
Sounds like an
Malvinis.
accent.
Melvanese with
Malvinis, yeah.
header. Yep. Juries get it wrong. I should know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Fisk with his criminal history. How did he even become like a mayor?
How did he become mayor? Yes. Well, the people voted for him.
Yeah.
I think they were willing to overlook the criminal history because they believed that, he was gonna make a change.
Yes, he gonna get things done. Remind you of someone, right?
Yep.
Hmm.
Apparently
think
there was
I
like a
yeah.
parallel online about like Fisk and Trump.
There
Yeah, I mean,
is. I mean,
Trump is a criminal and he still got elected president.
Yeah.
I mean, there is, but if you really want to go
Didn't
there,
didn't he also have some mind control
He's done illegal things
over
and he's still
over
president.
people?
there's actually quite a few parallels, but I don't know. We
And
won't,
they're
we
both
won't, we
from
won't
New
go
York.
there.
They're both from New York too.
Yeah, there's huge
Oh, it's so
parallels.
cool, right?
Both,
The
convicted
same
felons, both are outsiders. They have strong supporters.
Yeah.
They
and
have like
they're
Fisk
not
can fix
career
it.
politicians.
They
You know,
correct. They are outsiders. That's what this saying. And
yes.
then Fisk can fix it. It's like we'll make America great again. They're blackmail, threatening opponents. Both have towers. One has Trump, one has Fisk towers. They both have spouses who distance themselves. They target
barely seen
specific
the
groups
line
of
line,
people. They were actually both shot in the head. Can you imagine?
That's funny.
And
So,
That's
they
so
both believe they are the good guys.
They're both
such a
nice.
funny coincidence.
But are they good guys?
yeah.
So many parallels. Anyway,
Yeah, there are
Survived
many
their
parallels.
assassination attempts.
Yeah, but Trump's one was more recent than the Fisk ones.
yeah, but this is like wow, like is it life imitating art or something?
Well, okay,
Shot
but
in the face.
Trump, the bullet never actually touched Trump.
True,
It
true,
was
true.
basically the compression of air going past
Pass is
the
it's
ear.
sort of like
It sort of
chip the ear a bit,
took his ear.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
did strike
Yeah,
his ear.
but it
But
wasn't
it was more of a
actually
grace.
but if you got the actual bullet and slowed it down, it never actually touched you. See, it was the compression. It was the
Uh-huh.
wave of compressed air around the bullet.
Well, it
which
says it
pulled
grazed
at
the
the
side of
air.
the head. Grazed. That's
Yeah,
it.
it was just a
Yeah.
grace.
Mm.
So it wasn't.
Anyway,
I mean, it's not like
Anyways,
point
back
we're
to
not
the
we're not talking about
series.
Trump. So
Yeah.
juries get it wrong. I should know.
But yeah, back to this. Yes.
Yeah.
So
To advantage of the chaos created by the blip. Oh,
and then
blow
of
his
course
freedom.
you had the whole blip that happened after end of season 3.
Yeah.
There's all the events,
Blip.
all the events that happened after that. From the
So
event.
he's probably one of the few who didn't get blipped out.
Yeah. So he sort of took advantage of that vacuum, I think, to try to rebuild his life.
Now, Hector's fate darkly mirrors comics. So, okay, in the comics, he was also killed after the trial.
Right.
So he was found guilty during his trial and he was shot. So, interestingly, in the comics, the amulet goes to his niece and later to Ava. So maybe it will happen in this series as well.
Yeah. I mean, Angela has the potential to take over as well, I suppose. Yeah.
The Punisher logo. Right, so this is what we saw at the end of episode 3.
Yeah,
Being
someone-
framed.
Someone's using his logo, trying to make it seem like it was the Punisher.
Yeah. Cocky.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce
What
that.
the heck is this? The frog from Luquilo. Oh, I see. It's a callback to a desire to return to the beaches of his home.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's tragic. He will
Mm.
never do that again.
Mm.
Okay, moving on to episode 4. So the title of the episode is Six Semper Systema. So it's Latin for thus always the system.
Yeah.
So the system itself is most certainly put on trial.
Mm.
Six Semper Systema.
It's essentially a critique of the system. And even with the case that, he takes on pro bono after the Hector case. So
Yeah, I mean,
You
A
can
lot of
see,
people were. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Steph.
yeah, like with Leroy when that he was defending, like the way he explains how the system actually works for people like him who are constantly incarcerated and because of that, their benefits, like their food benefits, food stamps get cut, which forces them further into poverty, which causes them to commit crimes like stealing caramel corn, that it works against them. It really,
Yeah.
they're crimes of poverty essentially,
Yeah.
and it keeps the poor even poorer because of that. So yeah, so you can sort of see that finally sort of Matt finally coming to that realization as well.
Yeah, he said he agrees.
Yeah.
White Tiger's mask
Yeah,
and amulet.
that let me saying Sikh Sepa system. Um, Nearly everyone has heard of Sepa in Simplify, like say Air Force or Navy movies or the Marines. They're saying, "Oh, Simplify,"
Mm.
which is like oh, Simplify. Yeah, I can't remember what Simplify is. Oh, you, you'd be able to find out would you? Yeah, Simplify. What is what?
Just
Yeah, like
Google it.
I can't remember. But yeah, they're always like saying simplify in ways uh, 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 maybe in Air Force kind of movies when at the finale of something great and having done something good,
Mm.
and I
Uh,
simplify
yeah,
it. Or a grading, yeah, I simplify it.
I just Googled it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's actually a shortened version of Semper Fidelis,
yeah,
meaning always faithful or always loyal.
yeah.
Always faithful, always loyal. Okay.
So that's what it means. And it's a Marine Corps motto,
Yeah.
right?
Thanks, Donna.
So the White Tiger's mask and amulets recovered and ready to be inherited,
Yeah,
possibly by Ava
could be even.
or someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah. Or Angela, maybe.
Although she's a bit young, but and it probably wouldn't fit her because of her height. But
Yeah.
who knows?
Well, who knows? It says
She could be
young
the next.
Avengers projects in the works, so
This could be setting her up in Young Avengers,
could be.
like Ironheart.
Yeah.
It's set up.
And we get the new villain Muse. Already claiming victims. We saw his murals with all the graffiti stuff. So now he's carrying a body. And I don't know what he's doing. He's a creative
That guy was
villain.
still alive when he was carrying him into the basement.
He is indeed a artistic creative villain, this one. I'm not sure what he's doing though.
He's apparently like a serial killer. So
Does he actually have powers?
Uh,
mm,
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think
I
so. I think
don't.
he's like
Yeah,
similar to Bullseye in the sense that he doesn't have like super enhanced powers. Like
Right.
but
I
Oh,
don't
it's an
think they can tell
R-rated
you.
villain. Interesting.
He's a regular human being, but his violent methods make him scarier than most MCU antagonists.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's a bit psycho, like Joker, I guess.
yeah. But he is like a normal human being. So it's not like Thor or he doesn't have like any supernatural abilities.
So we saw another new mirror. This one is yes, angel wings and tiger eyes,
Yeah.
seemingly a memorial to the fallen vigilante. Angel wings. Captain Planet.
I remember that.
Captain Planet.
I
TV,
remember
right?
that cartoon. I watched Captain Planet when it was on TV. The old
I've never seen
cartoon
it.
series. Yeah.
Don Cheadle actually played a live action Captain Planet
Oh,
in
I'd
a
want to see that.
Yeah,
2011
it's yeah,
parody.
yeah.
I remember Captain Planet really, really long ago.
It was so long ago, yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
think it
like
was
Well,
like
I'm
my
okay.
time,
mm,
or most of
Yeah,
our
well,
time.
I'm probably like the oldest of us, and I just know absolutely nothing about Captain Planet.
It's okay.
No, I know.
Hmm.
I remember like almost the beginning of Superman.
I think Captain Planet, a lot of 90s people know it.
it's one of those 90s
Yeah.
cartoons.
Yeah.
Oh, 90s,
90s,
yeah,
90s or
yeah,
80s kids.
Yeah.
yeah, like, yeah, 80s, 90s, I was in a lot of rehab.
Mm.
So the Good Samaritan, you intent. Fish claims he's got no ill intent, but then he refers to himself as the ill intent in Daredevil season 1. Bring on the blind Justice, Lady Justice.
Mm.
Justice is blind. Right, this
You
is in
go on,
the opening credits. Yes.
uh,
Lady Justice.
Mm.
well, yet,
That's
see, yeah, every every statue you see of the lady with the scars of justice, she is always wearing blind, so that she cannot see the what she is weighing up for justice, so that she cannot be biased.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Mm. Right. Impartial.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, objectivity and impartiality of the law.
And just on blind justice, on YouTube, there's a channel called Blind Justice. A guy who's an army vet who's trying to uphold uh, American civil rights and stuff.
Mhm.
He's uh, getting into trouble everywhere because the government's just knocking him back out for his legal right here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
Squirrels. Yeah, that got mentioned.
Oh yeah. Just
What's
was someone. Yeah, Leroy mentioned
Oh,
Scarl.
Yeah. Just squirrels.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. They are apparently still around.
Yeah, they may still be around. Some of them may be around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because of Secret Invasion.
yeah, we know that there's still some of them still stuck around. Um, yeah, that was a funny little name drop of the scrolls.
Daredevil's heartbeat detection. Yes. So was he lying or not? In this case, I think he's not lying.
Hmm.
Hmm. Boo's fan voice. Punisher has his fans. Yeah. He found. Oh,
Bullshit
okay. Yeah, the
that
bullet
one.
has a Punisher logo.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
But
what he
there are,
was searching up for.
yeah. So people like there were people who had tattoos of the Punisher. Like remember some of the officers, police officers had that tattoo.
Mm.
Like one guy had it on his neck, another guy had it on his wrist.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely people who believe in the Punisher, who yeah, who clearly sort of think that he's the right, like he's in the right, as a vigilante.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah, but the Punisher has no love for these people
Uh,
who've chosen to idolize him.
no, he doesn't want to be put on some sort of pedestal. Like he doesn't think.
he just wants to be just the Punisher.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, well, one to himself.
I mean, he doesn't
See,
think of himself as a role model.
no, no.
Uh,
See you around, Red. So he
Red
always
is,
calls him Red. Yeah.
yeah, because of his costume being red.
Yeah. Halloween costume. Frank's never liked Matt's suit and mask. He said Halloween costume. Talks to you, doesn't he? Yes. Maybe we'll get Foggy to come back
Maybe that's a way for him to come back in a
in the
spiritual
in
sense.
his head.
Yeah.
See, the interesting thing is that we know that the actor has been confirmed to come back for season 2. So is he really there?
ah,
Right?
Hmm.
well,
Or
well,
maybe it could be a flashback. It doesn't mean that they are around stuff.
Yeah, or it could,
Flashbacks or just like a vision in Matt's head.
or maybe just go back a few years. I don't know.
I mean, they often do feature flashbacks of him and Foggy when they
I
were in
don't
college.
think,
In the
I don't think we saw a body being taken away. Did we?
Yeah. Oh, we don't know. He could be back. Well, we know he's gonna be back anyway.
yeah. I mean, the actor is
Because
confirmed. So
the first Bullseye name drop in the
yeah.
MCU
So that's
on Dexter.
when they stop calling him just Dex, but they call him Bullseye. So if it's actually Frank who calls him Bullseye
Yeah, so the media came
conversation.
out with the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Punisher.
I was a boy.
Oh yeah, when I got everything from his dad except for forgiveness.
When I was a boy. Oh yes, the room where he's holding Adam hostage. It also has this white painting that first brought him into contact with his wife.
Yeah.
So he likes the painting, I guess. Many masks, all designed by Luke Jacobson. Multiple masks. So this designer, if you remember, in She-Hulk, attorney
Yes, I
at
remember that guy.
law.
Yeah.
That one.
So are all the masks identical or different?
I
Mm.
wonder if she is going to make an appearance
Oh,
in
Uh,
the
She-Hulk.
right? Because
uh,
she's an attorney.
I kind of hope not, because that was kind of more of like an offshoot of
It
the
was more like
series.
a comedy, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was more of a comedy. It wasn't really
Or a
like,
sitcom. Yeah.
I
yeah,
mean, this is a very serious tone. Like this series has like a completely different tone to
yeah.
She-Hulk.
Compared to She-Hulk, that was like really,
That was more comedy.
yeah,
Although Matt Murdock
comedy.
did show up in She-Hulk, right?
He
Yeah.
did, yes. But effectively, do we take that as canon or not? Is it even serious? No, not really.
Yeah.
We'll
Even
see.
even though it
Hmm.
was like based off like MCU stuff, it didn't really take the MCU seriously or try to fit it in the whole MCU.
Yeah, I
It
think
yeah,
it was more just its own thing.
yeah. Instead they kind of like screwed it up if they actually have it as canon.
Yeah.
Which means that there is actually a robots version of uh that guy's name again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Billy Clubs. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
so that's
Yeah,
his signature
Kevin.
weapon. So that's back and
Training.
gone back to
So
training.
yes.
Weapon.
So
Oh
yes.
yeah,
Hope.
robot Captain Kevin
What?
Feige.
Okay. Ooh, what?
Robot Kevin Feige and
Robot Captain Feige.
Kevin,
Mm.
creator of the MCU. They screwed that out over in the She-Hulk.
Oh, yes. Hmm. And finally, we see Muse draining a man's blood. So he likes to paint his murals using blood, victims' blood.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's that's disturbing.
yeah. So that's definitely serial killer behavior. That's that's the kind of thing you expect serial killers to do.
Yeah, so it does seem like Marvel is going partially into like the R-rated series
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Hmm.
Mm. Interesting.
What?
Yeah, but
It's so late. Okay, we should
give our scores.
yeah.
Yeah, that's course. Yeah,
Hmm.
who wants to go first?
How about Jeff? Since he's been quiet.
Yeah, what do you think?
It's
You're still
probably
there?
it's probably not there anymore. Did he even watch it? Did it?
Your audio, just
Oh,
turn it
sorry.
off
Yeah.
from the meeting.
Now you can
Oh,
hear me.
there he is.
There you are. Hmm.
I'll give
How
it an
did
eight.
you see? How did you find it?
I'll give it an eight, I think.
Eight?
For 3 and 4?
Yeah, kind of. For both.
For both.
Yeah, both very good. It was court case
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
developing slowly, but it's getting to the
Hmm.
what he'll become, so to speak. So it's good to see. Good to see how they. But they'll eventually have a fight, wouldn't they?
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Probably.
They'll
Yeah.
eventually have another confrontation, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Because it's Daredevil. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Fisa. But we're
It's
still
only a matter of time.
only better. I know it's building up. You could say.
Yeah.
I think it's deliberate. Yeah, they want to build up the story behind.
Okay. Was 8 from Jeff for both 3 and 4. Oh. How about who wants to Bill?
Yes, 3 and 4 I like very much, uh, especially with uh, the shock stage of with uh, White Tiger suddenly just being free and then suddenly dying like that. I
Mm.
really wasn't expecting that.
Shocking.
It was quite shocking, yeah.
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 And then, episode 4 was also good. It really followed on from episode 3. Well, so yeah, combined, give them. I'll give uh, uh, 3. 7 and 4 and 8.
7 and 8.
So that'll be 7.5.
Okay, 7.5 from Bill.
Hmm.
Steph.
Yeah, I think I prefer episode 4, but episode 3 was also interesting with the courtroom drama. So I would give like 7.5 to episode 3, but I think episode 4 is more interesting to me. It's just, we've got the new character introduced. We've got Frank sort of back in the picture, and we finally see Adam. There was just a lot more reveal in episode 4, which I liked. And yeah, we actually, and I think the funny thing about the episode as well is you sort of see Wilson Fisk sort of kind of struggling a little bit in his adjustment to being mayor. He didn't realize he had to attend all these sort of PR events. And they keep singing the same song to him, and he's like, oh no.
Oh, yeah. These dreaded songs.
It's so funny. I found that quite funny. But it's true, right? Politicians have to do all this sort of media stuff, all these media appearances, and it's boring stuff. And they just want to get on with their job, but they can't. They have to do this PR stuff.
And if there's controversy, they have to like cancel something to keep going.
Yeah.
Which they did. There was something on, and then they had to change gears.
Yeah, that's right. It's so different to how he approaches things, and how he so it is definitely quite interesting to see like the character development as well of Wilson sort of moving away from like that sort of criminal empire that he was running, transitioning from that to being mayor, which is a completely different role for him. And you can see that Vanessa is also struggling with that adjustment, because it's like now what happens with all this business that I built? You're just gonna let it fall apart, so that's another issue to deal with. So I just found that part of it as well, even like the politics of the justice system, the politics of government, of how things are done from a civic point of view. That's quite interesting in that episode. So yeah. 8 for me for episode 4, and then 7.5 for episode 3.
Okay. For me, it's going okay. It's just that if you think about it, we haven't seen Daredevil at all since episode 1, the first scene. So I think in that sense it's moving a bit slowly, but I can understand why, because like it's about Daredevil not wanting to be Daredevil. So we're seeing more Matt Murdock as a lawyer, attorney at court, which is still interesting, but I'm hoping it'll pick up soon, and I think it will. With the introduction or reintroduction of Frank Punisher and the new villain Muse. So for episode 3, probably maybe 7. Episode 4, I'll give it a bit higher. Maybe give it an 8. And looking forward to the rest of the season. I think we've hit the midpoint. There's 4 left.
You were ready. Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
It's shorter than the other seasons, because the other seasons were 13 episodes.
Yeah, the Netflix ones were longer.
They were
Yeah.
longer.
Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah.
for me, episode 3, I kind of enjoyed. We get a bit more story of White Tiger, like we introduced with that and his story, and we get a bit of a more centered courtroom drama. Like I do like a good courtroom drama, like Law and Order and stuff.
Yeah.
And this one is more like that.
Yeah. It does remind me of that. Law and Order.
Yeah, it reminded me of Law and Order, but effectively it's still not realistic. They never are. But it's a a better representation of courtroom drama than what was shown in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
kind of
so so yeah, the
more
She-Hulk
like
one, yeah,
yeah.
was really like iffy. This one was like a proper Marvel style version of courtroom drama like Law and Order. But in terms of the verdicts, yeah, I don't tend to fully agree with that. Like they had like the proper like flow, but considering he effectively he shouldn't be let off too easily. But it really also depends on like the judges and like the people who actually give
The jury, yeah.
the jury, yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
the judge could overrule the jury's
No,
conviction.
that actually, in the American judicial system, if the jury says innocent, the judge can only go lenient. Uh, the judge cannot go after. Uh, the judge can only go more lenient than the jury. So if the jury says innocent, the judge basically has to go along with it. Or
Well,
yeah,
yeah, well, whatever then, because effectively we're not lawyers or judges or anything like that. So effectively we have no idea how it should have went. I'm just giving my thoughts. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I'd give episode 3 probably a 6.
And
Uh,
then 4?
episode 4, we get a bit more story, like the aftermath of what happened in episode 3, like the death of the White Tiger.
Yeah.
Like we kind of see both sides, like what happens. Like White Tiger still died in the end, which was sad. And was that really justice in the end? Was it? Was it not? So they actually do ask that sort of question. Fisk thinks that he's actually right. Is he? Is he not? We kind of lean more onto the Murdoch's angle because that's what we're like geared to in the show. But as well, it's like giving us another preview of what it looks like on the other side. Like Fisk think that he's right, and we kind of see the kind of reasonings of why. Like he gives an explanation and his stories as well. And as well, he says that he's been there before. He didn't fire that guy who made that mistake.
Yeah. I mean, he was actually quite reasonable,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
was really
To an extent, yes.
yeah.
So we kind of see his sort of reasoning. Like he doesn't think of himself as bad. Like he also has a relationship with Vanessa, and if they had that connection, it's Vanessa at least wouldn't think that he was evil. Like there's a reason behind that, but And it's kind of like opening what's uh, we know about Fisk as well, so it's not just Daredevil. Like, why is Fisk doing all this? Like, what is his reason? And he's
Yeah.
actually telling it in stories, like when I was a boy.
Yeah.
He's
It's a
very
lot.
power hungry. He's just
Yeah,
extremely power hungry. Um, uh, I think ultimately, his, his greed for power is um, coming coming from corruption, which I'm sure that it's going to end up being power corrupts. Absolutely, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But
as the saying goes, yeah.
anyways, we didn't get Daredevil at all in this episode.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting that it's doing that.
Mm.
And yeah, we get a bit of the Punisher. We get Fisk locking up what was that guy's name?
Adam.
Adam in the cage.
Yeah.
Mm.
Interesting.
And a new villain that we had no idea until now.
Mm-hmm.
Another villain. Yeah. Because now that Bullseye is in jail, they've got to have a new villain.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I'd
No,
probably give the episode maybe a 7.
Mm.
All right. So I think Jonah
What's IGN say?
spot on with IGN 6 for 3 and 7 for 4. I think they kind of said, it's kind of slow for episode 3, but it kind of like shocking white tire.
Yes. So that was the main shock of.
And
Yeah.
then the good for 4 is because Punisher's
Yeah.
back.
They
Yeah.
kind of disagree with IGN for episode 3 though, because they think it's slow. I kind of prefer the slow pace if it tells a
Well,
good story.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
and the White Tiger storyline
Yeah.
was actually quite decent. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it is like nuts.
Slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have much action. That
Yeah,
It
of course it doesn't have much
but
action. Does it really
oh,
need it?
you
We
know, the white tiger being a return vet and just um invisibly being the hand of justice and not wanting any accolades for it, and then just uh, paying the ultimate price for keeping everyone safe. Uh, big story that in itself. Yeah, so I don't know why people weren't being more in tune with that. Yeah. Uh,
all right. I think
I'm not sure.
it's 1 o'clock, so I
yeah.
think we should
I think
all
yeah, time to end, I guess.
go.
we'll call it night. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next episode to see how.
Well, yeah. Hopefully,
And
next few ones will be shorter because we only have one episode.
And
Yeah.
we'll all
Yeah.
get to
this was,
see
yeah,
the new villain, a
uh,
lot more of the new villain, hopefully, and maybe even more of the Punisher. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see.
Hmm.